Welcome to Marvel Maniac and MCU After Show. This is your host, Eric Cicada, aka Mr. Honest. So happy to be here with you today. I just saw Thunderbolts. I got the 4 p.m. screening with TJ. Nobody was there because of how early it was on a Thursday for this premiere movie. And if there was a crowd with us, they would have been chanting and cheering, kind of like me and TJ were quietly in our seats with a small audience. I don't take that small audience, honestly, as a sign of bad faith. I honestly think it was because of the early time, and he got us tickets for the elevated theater with Dolby surround sound. TJ's the man, and guess what? TJ also gifted me for my freaking birthday the Red Guardian popcorn bucket. I have a freaking giant Red Guardian mask over a popcorn bucket with the Red Guardian on it. It's amazing. He's my favorite. Yeah, Alexi definitely went up on my list after this one. So, how was this movie? It's not your average team up, was it? And major spoilers for this movie and everything about it going forward. I'm going to give it like through the end of the theme song, and we are touching everything, post-credit scenes. It's all, so get out of here, go see it and come back. No spoilers, they're no fun. My instant reaction was, after the movie, it was excited and heroic and triumphant, and it was a culmination of so much of what the multiverse has brought us thus far. That's what I'll say. There is a thing that happened that I predicted, which, I don't know, it could have been theorized by anyone, but I'd say I pretty much called it. We'll talk about that big reveal in a minute, that asterisk on Thunderbolts, on my Thunderbolt shirt that I'm wearing today. What does that all mean? Well, we all know that now, but let's get through the movie. I always like saying a little disclaimer. I don't have a bigger outline ready. I don't have much prepared because I just saw the movie. So this is the first reaction, and we'll go back and see it, or I'll talk about it again when it comes on Disney Plus. But the excitement for me is beyond belief, and it felt like a breath of fresh air. Felt like something we've all been waiting for as a Marvel Cinematic Universe fandom and a Marvel Maniac fandom. It's ever so growing. It felt like something more than you'd expect, especially with this group of kind of anti-heroes that we know from all across of the MCU. And if I'm not correct, I mean, that is a big reason why people watch the movies to get to a big team up like this, movies in the show. John Walker, for example, U.S. agent, phenomenal in this movie. Would he have been good if I didn't see Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Yeah, he would have been good. But after Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it's a payoff and a good one. And for example, a moment, just a little moment when they're, okay, so Valentina, she's sending them all to get killed. So any type of genuine like magic she was presenting to these guys when we met her, her intentions were just selfish. She is a true villain. And what Yelena says is, "We own you now," at the end of the movie to her. That gave me the chills. Let's talk about some standout characters and performances in this movie. Like I said, I already gave U.S. Agent / John Walker flying colors, 5 out of 5. A redemption arc for this man who is phenomenal, who played antagonists to our Captain America, all the way to the point of where we've grown a lot of respect for him in this movie. He stood out. Yelena being the main character, I thought it was a good choice. I think she is calm in the face of extreme action and violence, and I think she's a fantastic leader. Bucky, oh my God. I'm so happy to have Bucky around in the MCU. I mean, like, especially him teaming up with, again, U.S. Agent, and the fact that he's just with all these other heroes that we've seen. It's like movie magic, man. Bucky never let us down, but I want to talk a second about something that Bucky said all the way at the final post-credit scene, which we'll talk about in depth. But, you know, I can't say it yet. Can I say it? Okay, it's been 4 minutes in. Spoilers. Leave if you haven't seen the movie. The new Avengers. They're the new Avengers. They're the new freaking Avengers. And you know what? I totally called it, but I didn't. You could throw so many darts at a wall. One of them's bound to stick. So, like, this wasn't an original thought. This isn't something that they took from me. I'm not one of those deluded people that was like, that was my idea. I should be paid for that. No, I'm just saying I'm freaking out because it's such a good idea to name it that. They're not the same Avengers that we know. They're not what you expect. They're kind of framed to be Avengers, but they do have pure good intentions, and they all are doing their jobs when we meet them. So they're all kind of anti-heroes to start, but the whole thing with Bob, the conflict of this movie, the instinct of me not to even look at another trailer because I knew he was going to do something big in this movie. I'm very proud of my foresight, and I'm really going to look back at this episode and be like, wow, I really patted myself on the back throughout that one. Pat freaking Red Guardian Alexei on the back. He is the comedic relief we needed in this movie. Like, they turned him comedy up to a 10 because the movie was like serious drama, like at a low, like, and not like on a rating kind of way. I'm all over the place. All I'm saying is Red Guardian, I think, saved the movie with just his character, his presence. David Harbour plays him brilliantly, even better than in Black Widow. I feel like he's fallen in love with the character in a way, just the way he leans in and makes us all laugh throughout the whole movie. I think he's a great addition. It didn't feel like a bunch of superheroes who had super strength and shields. Yeah, but that conflict between Sam Wilson and Bucky, trying to get the naming rights of the Avengers, new Avengers, there's a conflict between them. You know, two guys that were standing close together on each other's side. Did take a while to get them to become friends, but somewhere along the way, Sam is the definitive Captain America and was, I guess it just makes me upset. It's like, why are they fighting these other heroes that are trying to actually save people when we haven't seen any evidence or proof on screen that Sam is even thinking of putting the Avengers back together? It was literally Thunderbolt Ross in that movie whose idea it was. Val had the idea here. Somehow, I don't know why she became so evil. I almost think that it would have been better in this movie, honestly, if Val had like the intentions of good and like, I don't know. There was something like I was expecting Val to be like a Nick Fury. And this always brings me back to the memory of Falcon and Winter Soldier when John Walker gets the U.S. agent name and suit that he's wearing in this movie, I believe. He comforted him through that time of being a horrible Captain America and made him into a hero. So that's just sad that Val is knowing she's about to be impeached on all this stuff that they think she's been working on. I find it very, very dark and dirty of her to put everything in incinerator to burn it and kill all the people that were helping her. That's just dark and evil. She's the true villain, even if there's another villain in the movie that literally, like, an atomic bomb deletes people. What the heck? We'll talk about that in a second. Why not just talk about it now? Jeez. Okay, let's just say this villain of Sentry / Void, I believe, is the name of him when he turns evil. He can't do one without the other. We learn in the post-credit scenes too. The movie didn't drag. I mean, if it dragged, it was a little bit slow when Yelena went to see Alexei at the beginning of the movie, but that didn't bother me at all. Any of the character moments where like characters are having conversations instead of just punching each other at all seconds, it adds a lot of merit to the Marvel movie that we're watching, and it adds a lot of more weight to the things that happen and the events that follow. So I do appreciate the character dynamics. While this is going to be named New Avengers, it's confirmed. Well, in the credits, they will return with Bob. Now that gives me theories that something big will happen with Bob, similar to a Vision type thing. Because when Vision became alive with the time stone in his head, it wasn't a surprise that Thanos was going to have to get that somehow. So it was just like, how is he going to do it? And then we see him do it. So it's almost like this for Sentry, I think, where he's with the team for now, but he's gonna probably die. It seems that he can show such strength, and to prove Dr. Doom's strength, we have to buy into this guy Bob, Bob, aka Sentry. So when we see Bob get suited up and become the Sentry again to fight Dr. Doom, maybe mid-movie, whenever it might be, it's going to be like, oh my gosh, this is like the strongest. Captain Marvel almost isn't as strong, if not stronger, this guy. And then him get completely white, like the floor wiped with him, like by Dr. Doom, similar to Thanos beating the crap out of the Hulk. Personally, one thing, it's very it's kind of a big thing if you're an actress and you're being promoted for a movie for all these months and then you die in the first possible scene. Rest in peace, Taskmaster. The fan base was not kind to this variant of you, and I thought you were all right. I thought you were fun in Black Widow, and you were taken out so fast in this movie it was almost comedic. I don't know why they even brought her back. Well, if you think about it a little bit, I was actually thinking about this walking out of the theater. I was talking to TJ. They might have just brought her back to get to the next Taskmaster, because at the end of the day, yeah, they gender swapped, but people just want what's in the comics. And there's a very specific character type to Taskmaster. Big, grunty, angry guy, knows all the Avengers moves. She's not that. She's already been redeemed as a hero, and like Taskmaster is so morally gray. They took her out for the fans. It's not that I'd ever do it. I'd say take her out at the end of the movie if you're going to take her out. I mean, there's a lot of characters at play, and it was clear they wanted us to focus on these 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 with Bob, 8 with Val, their Nick Fury, their horrible Nick Fury who tried to burn them all alive, but then realizing this project they've been working on all this time actually worked on this guy named Bob. It was very straightforward yet very fun, and honestly, at the end of the movie where they're all starting to fight Bob, I'm like, what are they gonna do? One of my favorite standout scenes is when they first get introduced to him, Sentry, in his super suit, and he is so strong. He basically has the powers of the Force from Star Wars. He literally can like stop things and get shot, and he's just not gonna die. And it's one of the signature Marvel scenes when, you know, they're all fighting Thanos. We get to see one come at him, another come at him, another guy, and then another move. And like, it's all one awesome shot where every Avenger's kind of pummeling him. It's like that when they're fighting Sentry at first. And like, he's just ripping up the ground and destroying the area. And it's really cool that they brought Avengers Tower into the play. They're like, they're new Avengers. So they're at the tower. Are they at the tower though in the end post-credit scene? That's what I don't remember. Oh my goodness. There were many big moments for me that like I just loved. Red Guardian, his enthusiasm throughout the whole movie is just hilarious. He's he's so into the character. I love Red Guardian. I love my new Red Guardian mask. Popcorn bucket. I'm building a bit of a Marvel shrine in my closet. I got a couple of pop figures someone gifted me very kindly. Captain America with broken shield / Mjolnir. I'm like, oh, that's got to go up there. I got a special edition rainbow colored Thanos pop figure, so I put him against Cap, and then I put Iron Man in the suit, the Ant-Man suit for time traveling. I have that pop figure is in like the center of them. My goal is not to get many pop figures, not to complete collections. It's to complete personal collection, just to get ones that I love, certain ones just for certain times in my life. There were twists and turns in the movie. Bob going back and forth and just figuring out what he's all about was kind of just like a twist the whole movie. The biggest twist to me was the name change, and I love that Alexi's Avenger now. He's clearly my favorite character, but I can't put more emphasis on how much I like the team dynamic in this movie. This movie wouldn't have worked, and it won't work going forward without the team dynamic being on par, on key, and the fact that they're all together in agreement. It's just really cool to see kind of a young Avengers team coming into their own. I love the little hat at the end of the post-credit scenes with John Walker. It was 14 years later. Not that big of a time pass, but I think they needed to do it just to place it somewhere where it wasn't affecting Daredevil, the show. I was like, where's Wilson Fisk? I'm not going to spoil that, though. No worries. So let's just talk about the post-credit scenes. The last post-credit scene made me forget what the first one was. Okay, so I remember. I actually had to look it up. But it is very funny, and I like it. It's Alexi. He only has a mustache. The beard is gone, and he is looking at a Wheaties box. I want one, and I'll never open it, and I'll be one of those people that just has the keepsake. This is going to be a big team that I think we're going to see moving forward. I predict that they'll be together post-Secret Wars. They got staying power. I like these characters. There's a lot of ways they can go with them. There's a lot of deep history that we can expect to learn about them on their journeys and see them fight maybe even other villains. And as the new Avengers. I don't want this to just be a one-off. I want to see these. I want to see this team grow. I want to see them get one or two, maybe like a Midnight Suns closer to it, but maybe they'll bring in Oscar Isaac's Moon Knight, and he would really be a cool addition to the team, or Red Hulk. I don't know what the plan is for everyone at the Raft, including Red Hulk. But we have to see him again. It's like that movie made him Red Hulk so we could have a future with him. Maybe we'll see him just fighting alongside of our heroes in Secret Wars, or maybe there's going to be another story that offers us a little bit of insight on where he is and if he wants to be like a hero now, or are they going to do this and be the Dark Avengers? I like how it wasn't Dark Avengers in its New Avengers, because by the end, I think the darkness in the team, metaphorically, it was represented by Void, and they were able to clear the darkness together. And I think that's a great metaphor for their character arcs moving forward. They didn't win. Everyone lost something in a way over the last few years in their lives, especially, Black Widow. Her presence is missed. But she introduced in her movie 2 characters that we got to see and grow and fall in love with, thanks to that Black Widow prequel. Like, that was the first entry into... I believe the first movie that was into the multiverse saga. Now this is the finale of Phase 5, meaning I suppose you should be ready for a Phase 5 review. I did a Phase 4 review, and if anyone is newer, feel free to go check out my catalog. We have our 150th episode, this episode, and many more. It's a progressive. We get better as time goes on. Me personally speaking, I go through phases and eras. There's an era of me like telling you every bit from the movie without too much insight, but I kind of moved out of that in the last year, and I've been making way more episodes just kind of a bit reaction based and trying to stay on topic. So some of those other episodes maybe not as super well edited or done, but I'd say it's always fun to listen to the ride, and it's all part of the ride. I still want to talk about Bob a little bit in a couple things, but I really want to get to this second post-credit scene, because this is actually maybe the last we'll see of these guys, definitely until Doomsday. But the post-credit scene is a lot of fun for a lot of reasons. They're talking about how Sam Wilson doesn't agree with them being the new Avengers. He's trying to trademark the name the Avengers. So I would love to see Bucky and Sam have a good conversation. I mean, maybe even a short movie of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, like a Captain America Winter Soldier 2, because, I mean, they got to figure out a new name for that, because that's the name of the movie where Chris Evans is trying to save Bucky from being that. I just want to say that I think that conflict is really cool, and it's going to lead into the next Avengers movie with there being different designated teams that we know and follow. So the new Avengers will probably be fighting a different fight on a different front or in a different place than the old Avengers or the ones that Sam has assembled. Is it a better team? We don't know yet. I think we're going to meet Sam's team either in a post-credit scene for Fantastic Four, or we're going to see him in the movie in Doomsday. We don't have any more movies left. We have some shows, but not many more movies left. We'll be covering it all here, though. So make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up or a high rating. It goes a long way. I did like the 14 Years Later, though, because John Walker got a little hat, and the biggest sign of, oh my God, we're almost there, was the final thing they're tracking from outer space. It's a vessel. It's a spaceship. It's a Fantastic Four. Yeah, it was the Fantastic Four arriving to Earth, meaning we already know the ending of their movie isn't going to be very good, considering I think their world is going to be destroyed. That was a big reveal right there. The fact that they're on their way, it's the perfect time. We're going to follow up with that most likely. Where are they going to land first? Is the world ready for another superhero team? Is Battle World going to happen? Or is it just going to be taking everyone to the void at the end of time, keeping everyone's world safe until they could win? I don't know. See, I didn't read the comics. I want to. Marvel, Ultimate Marvel, that thing where you can read all the comics. I talked about getting that. I want to get that too before the next Avengers movie. I want to read up on Doctor Doom a little bit. But now we got this Avengers movie, and this just makes me so happy, because it feels like so long since the Avengers, right? 2019. It's 2025, and we did not have a Avengers movie in the Phase 4 of the multiverse saga, and that was a big problem to me. And here we go with Thunderbolts being the last movie of Phase 5. We're going to go a whole 2 phases without an Avengers movie, but let me stop you there. this was the Avengers movie, New Avengers. It happened under our noses without us really knowing, but kind of suspecting something along the lines of that with that asterisk. I'm now selling my worn Thunderbolts shirt to buy myself a new Avengers shirt. It's going to cost $1 million because it's got the Thunderbolts name on it, obviously. So, you could just Venmo me $1 million and I'll send you the shirt. I really want to see them again in their own movie, and I want to see that this team expanded or combined, either or. I really liked it, and I think it deserves to have another movie under the New Avengers title. I wonder if they'll wait till Disney Plus release for that, because it's a big twist, and I think they'll probably put it up there as the New Avengers on Disney Plus, unless in 5 weeks this movie still has steam. Maybe they'll put the new name on it to see if they can get another audience in once people, once the beans are spilled, So Bob, a.k.a. The Void, was doing this, we've seen it in the trailers. He was wiping people out of existence, leaving, stains where they stood, pretty much just so powerful that they just disintegrate in front of him. It's pretty cool. I liked the idea that you touch him and you kind of, go into your own world. It reminds me of the Scarlet Witch a little bit, and what was it? Age of Ultron. When we meet her, she's giving everyone visions, but it's a little bit different. You're actually going to some sort of place when you touch Sentry. It's very interesting. He was created by Val, and she thought that it was all failed until he woke up in the incinerator. That's crazy. They were just going to dump his body in there. So evil, so sinister. So these guys, I would say they're less morally gray than they are. Just a little more quiet, badass hero. And I think it's interesting that Bucky apparently feels so a part of the team that he doesn't want to make peace with Sam Wilson. Sam Wilson, who is Captain America, he wants to be with the Thunderbolts, aka the New Avengers, because he believes in it. There's a lot of story to tell there, and I'm just hoping that Doomsday doesn't feel too rushed, because this just got me so hyped. And now going into Fantastic Four, it's just the excitement is off the charts. Okay. And it did tie into, I'd say it tied into the greater MCU, but it's going to have a bigger impact later as we go. This would have sucked if that villain, Bob, he's so cool in Sentry when he's the Void. If he wasn't able to bring them back to life, that would have been very dark. And I wouldn't say they should have the title of any Avengers if they weren't able to reverse that, because that was like a Thanos snap type deal, but manually. I don't know. So the Thunderbolts are here to stay as a New Avengers, and I'm going to say that's my favorite part of the movie, except for all the action. The action was really well done. I don't want to say it was all cool, so cool, but it was. I just love the scene where they start fighting each other and get to know each other through literally trying to kill each other, and they all kind of piece together that Val sent them all there to do that. So they formed a team pretty early on, which Val was very surprised of. Would I see this again in theaters? I would, if it were free, but I would rather wait till Disney Plus, because that lets me get notes, that lets me see it from a different perspective, and then we can talk about it again. So going forward, I would like to say, I've done this probably the last few movies, but I would like to say that I plan on going back to some of the movies we covered that came out in theaters and doing second episodes, because there's so much to a movie than a 20-minute glance, right? And especially in our beautiful MCU, where they're changing the titles of their movies and movie. Would you see it again in theaters? MarvelManiacPod@gmail.com, Patreon.com/MarvelManiac. We would love to hear your thoughts. We'd love to get you in on a membership. I'm going to start doing weekly 5-minute minisodes about certain topics and characters, and those are going to be fun, and there's lots of perks. It's all fun. And you can also donate on the tip jar in the About section. No pressure, always appreciated, never expected. So I'd say my favorite part of the experience of this movie, it was the ride. Like Bucky flipping over those tanks, and for some small period of time, him being a senator somehow. I think he'd rather be an Avenger. And if I had to give this movie a rating out of 10, it would be like a 9.5. And 9 or 9.5. I can't decide. The Taskmaster thing is the only thing that threw me off why they killed her so early. But I mean, they had to, I guess. Did they? I don't know. She was a victim of the setup, and it wasn't really anyone's fault, because everyone thought that they had to do that, but they didn't. So that's just rest in peace, Taskmaster. I really, honestly, again, I'll say it's for the fans. They want a different Taskmaster. The next iteration will probably show up in like 3-4 years, I bet. Or who knows, maybe even on Battleworld. This movie's close to a 10 out of 10. I don't know how to give something a 10 out of 10 because compared to Infinity War, no, it's not a 10 out of 10 to me. It's like an 8 out of 10. But compared to like everything I've been watching, I'd say it's really close to a 10. And a really promising movie and franchise going forward. So what would you rate it? I want to know your thoughts, your experiences. Did you love the movie? Did you hate it? Did it break you down? Did it make you more confident? What are your thoughts? MarvelManiacPod@gmail.com. I already let you know about the Patreon. Go check us out. Come by. Come say hi. Don't be shy. We might start a Discord server or something in the near future. And we will be talking more about this movie and the impact we will see it has on the coming MCU movies in the next few years. I, again, will say, closing statement, we will see them after Secret Wars. There still has to be things intact. And I don't want Alexei the Red Guardian to die. But if they want to make us cry, they'll have to do a character death of Red Guardian because he is so innocent in a sense. The oldest super soldier, and he's just an underdog, and to see him actually kick some ass, trying to, was cool. And to have him, once he joined the movie, it was real fun. That's when it became the Thunderbolts or New Avengers for me. What do you think of the name change? Are you on board? Are you on Sam or Bucky's side? Since Sam's side, we don't know it. I'm on Bucky's side. And Yelena, you know what? They proved themselves, and I'm happy. The world knows there's an Avengers. They could feel safe for a few months before Dr. Doom destroys our planet. Anyways, I'm excited to hear what you guys think. It's my pleasure to be here with you, talking to you about my favorite things, superhero movies, especially ones with depth and culmination like the New Avengers did today. And we only go one phase in the entire history of the MCU without an Avengers movie. They came in clutch right at the end. I will see you on Wednesday, 5 a.m., our early release. We'll see what we cover. Ms. Marvel's coming very soon, but I might want to do my Phase 4 review. We'll see where that lands. But until then, New Avengers, disassemble. Okay, this is my post-credit scene for my show. There are 2 moments in this episode where I accidentally say 14 years later when I meant to say 14 months later. There was no 14 years later. That was a mistake by me. And I'm not too lazy to go. I nitpicked it. I tried to fix it, and I'm going to be up front with you. I couldn't figure out how to edit it out and put the 14 months later in. So guess what? This is the bonus footage. This is the post-credit scene. This is me letting you know that I messed up. And I'm sorry. And if you were wondering about that, I am aware. I think 14 years later would be the craziest scenario possible.